What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Let's expose the Bilderberg group. Let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. What's up, everybody? What's up, Empress Beauty? What's up, JGD? Yeah, we up early this morning. We up early. We about to talk about the Bilderbergs. Give it a couple more minutes. For those of you who don't know, the Bilderberg is a group of elite, powerful people around the world. They make all the decisions. The world is state. They control everything that happens in the world, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to expose who some of them are, their agenda, the meetings, just a lot of stuff. So we're going to start everybody's Friday off good. It's very scary, but what's up, Mel? Happy Friday, man. What's up, Morgan? So y'all, let's get this thing started. So the Bilderberg is all right. So Bilderberg is a group of people, as I said before, that control the world and make all the decisions about the world, everything that we can think of. And there's a list of people that fall into this category. And you, in order to be in the Bilderberg group, you have to be a very impactful, powerful person. Not just anybody can be in the Bilderberg group. So you don't just have random people joining it. You have royalty, royal families. So look, this is a list of the type of people that are in the Bilderbergs. You got royal family from Belgium, United Kingdom, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, politicians from Austria, Canada, China, Germany, the United States. A lot of people on here, but you know, one group of politicians that you don't see on the political part is Russia. You don't see any Russian politicians on there. And you scroll down, you don't see really much of Russia besides corporations, maybe. And the corporations are usually the spies that are inside of Russia that are selling their country out. So you got Russian. For Russian, you only see academic and corporations. So list of some of these people that are in the Bilderberg. List of some of these people that are in the Bilderberg. You got King Philip from Belgium, Prince Charles and Prince Philip from the United Kingdom. Some of these people may be dead. Like Prince Philip is dead. You know, he died last year. Netherlands, you got the Queen, Prince. Like I said, I'm just naming all people that were in there, are in there, or used to be in there that may no longer be alive. Royal family from Norway, Spain. Politics, you got people from Austria, Belgium, Canada, prime ministers from Canada. I believe Justin Trudeau, the current prime minister of Canada right now, I believe that's his dad, who used to be in it. So what does that tell you about his son? You know, yeah, all this stuff ties in together. You got the vice foreign affairs, former ambassador UK and Australia of China, Czech Republic, Denmark, the European Union, Finland, France, Germany, like all these countries, and these are all powerful, high-ranking people within the country. Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Holland, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, United Kingdom, prime ministers from the United Kingdom. You got the United States, Tony Blair, David Cameron, Margaret Thatcher, Gordon Brown. It's a lot of people that are in this Bilderberg group that make all the decisions. So everything you see happening today has been years in the making, been planned out for a very long time. Very long time. Uh, so you get to the United States, you see the biggest list of politicians for the most corrupt country. And the first person that stands out, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, former First Lady of the United States, former Senator of New York, if I'm not mistaken. She ran for president, was Secretary of State under Barack Obama. And you go down some more, guess who you have? Jared Kushner, former senior advisor to President Donald Trump. All these people, I've told you guys, they're all in it together. There is no person that's in politics that's going against each other. They're all in it together. They're used to divide us, and that's the whole goal. You see Republicans and Democrats here from America all in this together. You see people that swear up and down that they hate other people in this same party. And this is not all the people, but these are a list of people that are on this site that are telling that are part of the Bilderberg group. These are the politicians, governors, Bill Clinton. You got Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican, John Kerry, a Democrat, uh, John Edwards. These Christine Sinema. These are all people who supposedly hate the other party, but they're all part of this Bilderberg group. Bill Clinton, you see on here. Um, Mark Warner, like it's so many people on here. Militaries, you got the Canadian military, uh, colonel astronaut Chris Hayfield, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Colin, like United States have all like this is crazy, guys. This is just all the people that are in this Bilderberg group. These people have impact and influence all around the world. All around the world. Germany, the list goes on, guys. So you guys get where I'm going at with this. These are powerful people, corporations from around the world. And the corporations is one of the few areas that Russia actually has people in there. So they got the CEO of this company in there and the Russian head of Nanotechnology Corporation. So this is definitely somebody the Bilderberg wants in there. So why do you think this shows you why they hate Putin so much? Because Putin's not part of the Bilderberg group. So he does not try to follow the world stage in those stage antics. The way they want things to go, he does not follow by that lead because he's his own person. He's not being controlled by them. So they're going to do anything they can to get Putin out of office. And guys, we're not even getting into the good stuff yet. United States corporations, the list is wild. Oh man. So before I go to the next screen, we're going to talk about the list of the United States leaders that are in the Bilderberg group. Jeff Bezos, CEO and founder of Amazon, guys, one of the richest people in the world. He's in the Bilderberg group. Scroll down a little further, you got Bill Gates, chairman and founder of Microsoft, in the Bilderberg group. Scroll down a little bit more. Chris Hughes, if you guys don't know, he is the co-founder of Facebook. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta take this call. Hello. You could either send somebody next door to Publix to get some, Or when Terrence get there, have Terrence go to Bank of America and get some change. Terrence should be there in a few minutes. All right. Okay, that's fine. All right, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, the co-founder of, like I said, Facebook. Then you got a few more people. If you scroll down, you got the scroll down, hitting the wrong button. You got the CEO of Capital. Um, you got the CEO, the current CEO of Microsoft in there, of course, following in the footsteps of her leader, Bill Gates. And like I said, guys, the list goes on and on and on and on, because this is the Bilderberg Group. Like I said, all the most powerful people around the world. And if you guys want to look, you can find this information. But we're about to move on to the next topic. So, Bilderberg Group, guys, group of people who meet up around the world every single year. Every year, guys, they meet around the world and they discuss things. So, the most recent meeting is, if you follow my channel, it was on my old channel before it got banned. I spoke about the meeting that they would have in June. And this meeting took place none other than Washington, D.C. and the United States. This was this year, 2022. As you can see, they have meetings every single year, except for the when we went on the shutdown, which is what they planned. They still did have meetings during the shutdown. Even when we had the shutdown, they had these meetings. These are only the meetings that they let us know about. There are secret meetings that they don't tell us about. And when they have these Bilderberg meetings, there is blocks of everything shut down with military personnel guarding this. You can't get within 10 miles of these meetings. That's how secret they are. You can't fly over these meetings in a jet, airplane, or anything. You will be shot down. So let's talk about this meeting right here. So this was in 2022, about 2 months ago. Bilderberg meeting, 20 participants from 21 countries. 120 participants from 21 countries have confirmed their attendance as ever. A diverse group of political leaders and experts from industries, finance, academy, labor, and media has been invited. This list of participants is available. You can go look up the participants, which we just went over. Key topics for discussion this year are geopolitical realignments. So basically, realigning political agendas and diplomatic relationships, countries, borders, everything that happens right now, guys, falls into this geopolitical realignment stuff. Like a lot of stuff that's going on that we may think is a surprise was planned out, and that's why this was part of their agenda. Number two, NATO challenges. NATO is having issues with Russia right now, as you see, because Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which was something that they did not expect. So now they're having challenges as far as trying to get other countries like Sweden and Finland inside and get them in NATO, with the threat of Russia. You know, they're debating on whether they want to help Ukraine with actual military personnel. There are a lot of things that are going on because they do want Putin out of office. And eventually, NATO will probably make the decision to go into Russia to try to assassinate Putin somehow or some way, because Putin is trying to fight up. He's fighting an uphill battle. And I'm not saying what Putin's doing is right, but there's way more to the story, guys. Then you have China. China is on the list because China and the Taiwan thing, but China is a big part of this Bilderberg group. So don't be confused with when it has China on here, because China is being used as a way to manipulate Russia in a kind of way to make them think they have a friend when they really don't. China is really playing a big role in this Russian thing that's going on. China's like basically a distraction. The China and Taiwan thing, this is all ways to make Russia commit so much to Ukraine, because they think China and the United States are really they really hate each other. Just a few years ago, everybody was talking about how China and the United States were best friends. So don't fall for it. China is on here for a reason, but not the reason you think. Indigo Pacific realignment, Casino US Tech competition, Russia itself. Russia is on here. As I told you guys, they're trying to figure out what to do. They don't know how to handle Russia, and they're trying to figure out ways to get a pro-Western, a pro-Bilderberg, a pro-Illuminati puppet in Russia as the leader of the country. Putin's biggest threat is right now in prison, serving, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I can't remember. Then you have continuity of government and the economy. The economy. So this right here, they're trying to get all the governments on the same page as far as with the economy and the one world government. They want all the governments to be on the same page and all the economies to be on the same page. So when the world economy crashes, all the economy crashes. No one economy doing better because they plan all this. In order for their plan to work, it has to work globally. So that's why they have a lot of global leaders from all around the world. Usually third world countries, they don't have to worry about too much because they already have struggling economies, corrupt governments. So they don't need to even damage them anymore. They don't have to too much worry about them. But it's those countries that are growing their economy are the ones that already have economies. They want them to crash. They're going to crash at the same time because their goal is to keep us divided and to keep us down. Because the more control they have over the middle class and the poor people, the more the Bilderberg becomes powerful and the more control they have over us. Without having control over us, they're nothing. So if they can't control us to the point where they financially hurt us or whatever, they lose, because that means we work together and we take them out. But the thing is, we never work together. Next up, disruption of the global financial system. This is happening right now. Right now, disruption of the global financial system. And what they mean by that is several different things. Guys seen in China where the banks took all these people money. Right now, that's going on in China. The banks, certain banks have took over. I think it's about 1,500 of these village banks, I believe they're called. It took all the people's money. They had them invested in these banks, and the money's just gone. And the economy, I mean, the banking systems are crashing, just like the United States. Inflation, everything is going up. The global financial system is going down. The dollar is going down, but this is all part of the plan, because when you make the people poor and they have to work for something even harder, you have more control over them. They're less likely to rebel. So all around the world, you're seeing a lot of things going on with people losing money, the dollar not being as valuable as it once was. And then you have the Russians making countries pay in ruble, which this Bilderberg group does not like, because it's going against what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to weaken all the country's middle class working people and make them much weaker by disrupting the global financial system and controlling their money and taking their money from them. What happens when they take your money and they tell you it just disappears? Well, it doesn't really disappear. They invest it where they want to invest it at. So they're working on their main goal right now is to boost technology. They're going to disrupt the global financial system and take your money that they told you disappeared, and they're going to put it somewhere else. But that money's still there. It's the global financial system. It's so much more. I could write a book on how many ways they're disrupting the global financial system. But a lot of you guys already get the point on the global financial system. We see it happening right before our eyes. Number 9, disinformation. Ever since 2020, the pandemic started, this has become a very popular word. And this is how they silence us in countries that have freedom of speech. This is how they control us. This is how they control leaders who have not necessarily backstabbed them, but they really started going against their stage agenda. Disinformation. To silence us and to stop us from spreading the truth, they label it disinformation. You see it with a lot of truth speakers. They label everything as disinformation. And one of the biggest issues is The UN, the United Nations, just a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, it might be 2 weeks ago, they labeled a war against conspiracy theories because they said of disinformation, spreading misinformation. And it's not always spreading misinformation, it's more or less spreading the truth and bringing people together. And the world does not run the way they want when people are together. That is the scariest thing for them, to see people working together and fighting back against their governments. They seen what happened in Sri Lanka when people start protesting and working together. They forced the president of the country to step down and flee the country. So whenever we're spreading truth on here and you guys are sharing this message and you guys start rebelling back, they label it disinformation and they kick us off the platform. As you've seen, this is my second account. My other one got banned because of disinformation and things like that. Disinformation is one of their keys to silencing the wokers, the speak truth or speak the true speakers out there, because they just label it as disinformation. They're banning political people. Seen President Trump, former President Trump, got banned off Twitter. This was used to make it easier for them to ban big time conspiracy talkers and stuff like that off a platform like Infowars and stuff like that. It's easier to ban them when you can label it as disinformation and you did it to a president of a country. Because how can you argue if we did it to the president of a country? You can't say we're just point. You only pick out a certain group of people because we did it to a leader of a country. Um, so next up, we got energy security and sustainability. Energy has been a very big topic of discussion, and sustainability. To how can you sustain this? And they're trying to move everything more towards the energy factor, and that's good and it's bad. But they're trying to figure out ways to sustain this big move towards energy. If they can make the move and sustain it, it's going to have its ups and it's going to have its downs, but they're going to use it to their advantage. But I really don't know too much on this energy security stuff. I do, but I haven't really researched this part enough to talk a lot of detail about it. But I can tell you guys, whatever it is, it's not going to be good. I can tell you that. Post-pandemic health. So this was part of the plan. This was part of the plan. Uh, so they're thinking about everybody's health after the pandemic. How would the world be after the pandemic? Who will be affected the most? How would the health of the everyday person be affected? How would this help them with control over society? Well, one, there are things that we're putting in ourselves that they're forcing on us that is not helping us. And that's going to lead to a post pandemic health, which won't be good. And after so many years, we'll start getting depopulated, because the whole goal is to depopulate us. And if they want to depopulate us, why not inject something in us that's going to kill us after so many years? 5, maybe 10 years, maybe shorter than that. But this is how you control the population that you believe is getting too big to control. Give or take, was about 7 billion people on this planet. They don't want to get rid of 7. They don't want to get rid of 6 billion, leave with 1 billion, but they want to slice it in half. It's easier to control 3.5 billion or 3 billion than it is to control 7. And you still have enough people to do what you want around the world and still have control and not have to do anything. So this is part of where the population control comes in. It's part of this post-pandemic health, because this is basically a post-pandemic population decrease. Number 12, they spoke about fragmentation of democratic societies. So the democratic society has become very fragile because of the corruptness and the truth about how leaders are really picked. And you aren't actually voting out there. You're not really voting out there. People are mentally trained that they're voting, but they're not really voting. This is all part of the stage process. And once that stage process becomes exposed, democratic societies and democracy becomes a thing of the past. Now, those leaders that are put in place are losing their grip on power, and they become the real servant of the public. And people start protesting, and they're forced to do things outside of the stage reality. These values have changed a lot, and they know this. And that's one of their biggest issues and their biggest fears is for this to be overthrown by the people. Number 13, trade and deglobalization. So this is the one world, new world order, right? This is how they want the one world government. Deglobalization. So they want to make it to where we're all one. Trading is more of a giving your country this and you give my country what something we need in return. It's not going to be about money because we're all going to be one. We're all going to be one. There won't be no more division because we're all going to be one big country ran by one government, once this certain group of people controls everything. There is no president of this country, no president of that country. It's one leader of the world that controls everything. And they have another group of people that help them make those decisions. Deglobalization is happening right now before our eyes. They're transitioning slowly but surely into the new world order. Slowly but surely. Last thing they're talking about was Ukraine. Ukraine. So they're trying to figure out how to deal with the war in Ukraine with Russia, because Russia has went against the grain without overstepping any boundaries and not messing up the goal of the new world order. They want to make sure that Ukraine does not lose it to Russia, but they also want to make sure that they don't have to step in too early or too late or in at all to fight against Russia, which will mess up what they have planned in the near future. Now, I can tell you guys now that they do have some plans to go after the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. They're setting up something right now to take him out. But the thing is, they don't have the replacement they want yet, because the person that could replace Vladimir Putin is in prison, and they feel like any attempt on Vladimir Putin being assassinated or killed, they would immediately assassinate I think his name is Alex, the one that can replace Putin, who's in prison, who is pro-Western. That's what they want right now, a pro-Western leader. And they're also trying to figure out what they're going to do with Ukraine. How will they use Ukraine after this war is done? What will be the goal there? What will be the stomping ground there? How will they implement Ukraine into the rest of Europe as far as United Nations, NATO, and stuff like that? How will they go about using Ukraine? Because Ukraine is going to play a big part in these next couple of years. So this went over 14 things, and I'm not done yet, guys. So this is a little history of the Bilderberg. Founded in 1954, the Bilderberg Meeting is an annual conference designed to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. Every year, between 120 and 140 political leaders and experts from industries, finance, labor, academia, and the media are invited to take part in the meeting. About 2/3 of the participants come from Europe and the rest from North America. Approximately a quarter from politics and government, and the rest from other fields. Now, you notice they don't include Africa or Asia really in this, because they feel like, and South America, they feel like they're better than them, and most of the powerful people do not come from those countries because they're a lot poorer. Like I said, these are the richest of the rich. Even the rich African royal families, they are seen to be beneath the Americans and the Europeans, because that's just how they see the world. They see it as if they're better than everybody. And they don't necessarily need any third world countries from Africa or South America to be included in any decisions made around the world. The Bilderberg Meeting is a form of informal discussions about major issues. The meetings are held under a Chatham House rule, which states that participants are free to use the information received, but neither the identity nor the affiliation of the speakers nor any other participants may be revealed. So the person that speaks at this meeting we'll never know about. You're not allowed to know who the leader is of this meeting. can't know anything about them. You're not allowed to know who's on top of the pecking order. Nobody is. You cannot speak about the speakers and the leaders of the Bilderberg group. Thanks to the private nature of the meeting, the participants take part as individuals rather than in any official capacity, and hence are not bound by the conventions of their office or by pre-agreed positions. As such, they can take time to listen, reflect, and gather insights. There is no detailed agenda, no resolutions are proposed, no votes are taken, and no policy statements are issued. So this is basically saying when they go there, their position as president or whatever is gone. You're just an individual person there. You don't represent your country or nothing like that because one, people try to hold that against you. Two, nothing's agreed on because there are a couple people that make the decisions. These leaders that are brought there are just there to enforce it in their countries or in their businesses that have impact around the world. Also, they have you listen to gather the insight. You can't propose anything because you're just there to listen, bring in the information, and you do as they told you. They have no say so. That's part. They have no say so. The say so is whatever that person is talking at this Bilderberg meeting says happens. Whatever they want goes. Now, this is another thing. New World Order info category Bilderberg. So these are things that the Bilderbergs have done in the past and part of their plan. Rebuilding America's defenses, New World Order, fact or fiction. New World Order, by now, I'm sure you've heard the term, but do you really understand what it means? Do you know who or what is in charge of it? Do you know how they plan or bring it to life? Do you have any idea when it's going to happen? New World Order, conspiracy, fact or fiction. There was a time in my life when I thought it was just all another conspiracy theory. I believe that, and there's more to read. Origins of the Bilderberg meeting, Bilderbergs, the insiders, the quantum crisis is everything but over. Investigating the Bilderberg group, Bilderberg secret meetings, like and secret meetings, guys. That's what I'm talking about. There's more than just the meetings we know about. There are secret ones that they don't even tell us. They just keep it secret. Um, Shadow government, which is Bilderbergs, but behind the scenes, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Just know the Bilderberg group is one of the most powerful groups in the world. They are planning something. They are having a secret meeting I've been talking about. There's another meeting coming up, and this is going to dictate what they're going to do for next year, because right now their plans for next year have been slowed down because of the Russian-Ukraine war. So they have to change up a lot of things. You guys will see more and more of these, me exposing what they're doing, because the Bilderberg is one of the most powerful groups in the world, because all the leaders of the smaller um, groups like the Illuminati and not necessarily Illuminati, but Freemasons and stuff like that. All their leaders, the smaller leaders of these smaller groups, report to the Bilderbergs, who are the head of the Illuminati ring. You see all this stuff over here: 9/11 conspiracy, Big Pharma, bloodlines, civil liberties, First Amendments, New World Order. Like, this is all stuff that the deep state is using to control us. Food shortages over there, the Federal Reserve, Illuminati, Islam, Al Qaeda, police state. So, guys, get ready for the Bilderberg group. I don't have much more time to keep going over, but I still have more to talk about, guys. But just know we'll continue to expose the truth and bring to the light what's really going on out there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications, guys. And we'll be back with some more. And let me know how you like this video and should I expose more of what the elites have going on around the world, because this is definitely not the end of it. There's a lot more left, guys. Y'all have a good day. Roberto Conspiracy Files checking out.